I'm Paul Sanger for the Finance News Network, and today I'm talking with Lithium Universe, ASX code LU7, and they have a market cap around 10 million. Lithium Universe is in the process of constructing a project in Quebec to address the lithium conversion capacity gap in the North American market. We welcome back Lithium Universe CEO Alex Hanley. Alex, welcome.
G'day, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Now, Alex, let's start off with a bit of macro to start with. The east coast of North America is about to witness a substantial surge in battery manufacturing. Can you walk us through some of the finer details of this growth plan?
Yeah, that's right, Paul. So, the eastern seaboard of North America will probably find itself home to around 25 to 30 either gigafactories or cathode facilities by the end of 2028. So that's a huge uptick in I suppose demand within the North American climate, and in addition to that, the LCE or lithium carbon equivalent that's actually required to supply these gigafactories or cathode facilities is upwards of around 800,000 tonne of LCE equivalent per annum. Now, as a bit of a perspective, the total global output for LCE in 2022 was only a touch over 760,000 tonnes per annum. So we're talking about a doubling of the demand just in North America alone.
And it's been well documented, Alex, that from a lot of politicians in the US is looking for localized sources of these products that go into EV cars. And at the moment, North America in particular is reliant of other geographies to get these components to build EV batteries, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So 95% of the world's spodumene is currently processed in China. So any spodumene that is mined in North America, South America, is having to go all the way to China to get processed through their converters or refineries before making its way back into the North American ecosystem. Now, there's a huge push in North America, as you alluded to. Both Canada and the US are pushing for, let's say, an American-made value chain, all the way from mine through processing onto conversion, and then finally with the gigafactories. And I've just highlighted the huge supply deficit, in North America that's planned of around 800,000 tonnes per annum. Now, the conversion capacity currently planned in North America is just a touch over 100,000 tonne per annum. So there's a huge conversion deficit there within North America.
Okay, so let's now talk about Lithium Universe and your core strategy to help bridge this gap by leveraging a proven track record in construction lithium converters.
Well, we've previously introduced the company on your platform before, the Lithium Dream Team, where we call them. It's led by Iggy Tan. Of course, he's our chairman. Iggy, obviously, he built Galaxy Resources and the assets that were in there and made the company, Mount Cattlin and the Jiangsu lithium carbonate plant in China. We've also got Jingwan Liu. Jingwan is considered to be the international downstream expert and still remains to be, I suppose, a major contributor and consultant to the major conglomerates we know today. He built the Jiangsu plant alongside Iggy, as well as John Loxton, ex-Hatch, as well as Terry Stark, who was former GM of operations for Galaxy. Also on the team, we've got Pat Scallon. Pat was a former GM of operations for Talison for the Greenbushes mine for 25 years. So we've obviously got the pedigree, and what we're trying to do here is bring that expertise into North America and build the next conversion, or one of the first conversion operations here in North America. So we've got the team and experience and track record to do so, Paul.
Now, today you've just announced to the market that you secured some correct prime industrial land for your proposed lithium refinery. Walk us through the process of why you decided this piece of land was the right fit for Lithium Universe, and who helped you to form this decision.
Yeah, that's right. So we've employed and partnered with Hatch out of the Montreal and the Brisbane office here in Australia to help us first do a location study, as well as process flow sheets and design requirements, preliminary design requirements. Now, our location study took into account four main areas: northern Quebec, which is along the Trans-Tiger region, near a lot of the discoveries with Patriot and Winsome Resources. We also had a look at the Abitibi region, which is home to a lot of the historic gold mining activities within Quebec. And then on the eastern side, we looked at Saguenay, which is one of an up-and-coming areas within Quebec. The fourth area was the Montreal metropolitan area, situated between, well, along the St. Lawrence, so situated between Quebec City and Montreal. And it became quickly our favourite, obviously for a number of reasons. The utilities, we've got natural gas, we've got hydro electricity. In terms of logistics, we've got highway access, we've got rail going straight through the area. And as well as the port access, most importantly. So in terms of why, it ticked all the boxes quite simply, Paul.
Yeah, and I guess from a capex perspective, position, having all those amenities around you is incredibly important and can keep costs down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And the Bécancour facility in particular, which we focused on, it's home to the POSCO GM factory, as well as the Ford SK Pro factory, and also Nemaska Lithium are building their lithium hydroxide plant there. So we're in a great industrial property, and what is becoming to be known as Lithium Valley, that area between Quebec City and Montreal. So we couldn't have picked a better spot for the plant.
And look, where to from here? What are the next steps? And more importantly, what can investors expect news-wise from Lithium Universe over the coming months?
Paul, we've got a number of things in parallel at the moment. We've initiated the DFS for the refinery. So it's a engineering study conducted by Hatch. Will be up to let's say a DFS level type of study. We're looking to release that by the end of this year, as well as in parallel with that, we're also completing a DFS for a spodumene concentrator, and that's being currently designed by Primero Group out of Perth office. So we've got these two engineering studies. We've just signed up this land in Bécancour. We'll also have a number of key milestones. Geotechnical work, civil work, environmental and Hydro-Quebec applications as well. So in addition to that, we've got the third business unit, you could say, and that's the exploration that's ongoing, both in Quebec, Ontario and the Australian assets. But we'll be obviously actively looking for potential partners and other opportunities in the project generation space.
And is the opportunity also that to bring these projects to fruition, that you will get subsidies from maybe the US, the Canadian government to help bring the plants to scale?
Yeah, you're dead right, Paul. So what we've seen recently within North America, indirectly through the IRA, both provincially and federally, they've got a critical mineral strategy. Now, a few of the names that I mentioned before, POSCO GM, Ford SK Pro, as well as the Northvolt huge factory at Saint Basile, just outside of Montreal. Now, all of these huge projects have received about 50% of their capex from provincial and federal contributions and financing. That's a huge, I suppose, commitment and support measure taken by both provincial and federal governments to really bolster the supply chain here in Canada and North America as a whole.
And obviously, you already mentioned that early discussions with tier one off takers. You mentioned that there's a number close in the vicinity, and there has been across the market, particularly in North America, in other commodities like graphite. We've actually seen a bit of resurgence of tier one offtake agreements coming out this year, which obviously do help the financing a little bit easier discussions when you've got a tier one offtake agreement. So we'll be keen to see how those discussions develop over the coming months.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in active discussions with a number of different parties at the moment, and what we in the conversations we have, what we do discover is these let's say the automotive industry does have a connection to the mining industry, but there's currently no one, let's say what the Canadians call within the midstream, or what Australians call the downstream, processing the spodumene into the hydroxide or carbonate. So that's obviously the value proposition and the business case that we're trying to bring here.
Alex Hanley, many thanks for your time today. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Paul.